Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. AKA, we finally have a bloody trailer edition. Jesus.
My God, the spoilers are real. Chibnall in ruins. Oh no!
It's only been like, what? It's only 2 weeks until broadcast. No big deal. Jesus Christ, BBC, get it together. But before we discuss that, let me introduce you to my 2 co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, he's pleased to meet you. He hopes you'll guess his name. It's Freezing Inferno. No reaction. Perfect.
I didn't get it. No, that's okay.
Well, you need to listen to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, apparently even I got that.
I've seen, what was that movie? The documentary about the concert they did that went to shit. What was the name of that movie?
I don't know. But anyway, somebody who does know about the Rolling Stones...
Gimme Shelter! It was Gimme Shelter.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that's either a single or an album of theirs. And to my virtual right, someone who does know about the Rolling Stones. She's the smiling face on your TV. She'll tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. It's Kat.
Okay, that one I did not get.
Cult of Personality by Living Colour.
Okay.
Which is fitting.
Well, hello, everybody.
We'll probably
I
never
am
hear
here,
that.
so therefore it's a good podcast.
Wow, ego much.
And to our virtual center, all yours, babushka, 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 ya, it's Rainiac.
What the...
No, you don't know this. Ooh.
I know what you're referencing. When do I get an introduction? Never, except when you're doing them.
I just wanted to throw a song.
And to our virtual rear. Ooh, Barracuda. I don't know, I just wanted to make that reference.
I was just listening to Heart the other
And to our virtual rear, Rock Lobster.
It's not Kachiri because he's not here.
We're keeping the trope alive! Talk about this trailer, Rainiac.
Yes, the trailer. So, firstly, on Friday night, we got a trailer for a trailer. This is a trend that's happened not just in Doctor Who, in fairness. Last year, there was a trailer for a Christmas advert. No, I'm not joking.
Seriously?
Yeah, the Coca-Cola Christmas advert. Tune in tomorrow for the Coca-Cola Christmas advert. How about no? How about it's bloody October?
We live in hell.
We truly do. Anyway, the
about.
teaser for the trailer, and the trailer dropped at 13 minutes past 1. I see what you did there, Doctor Who. I kind of appreciate it a little bit. It's not showing too much we don't already know about. There was one sequence in particular that I did appreciate. The TARDIS, the sign on it, replaced by laughter.
Holy shit, the Joker's in the episode!
Just written out with ha 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 ha. The master might as well be the Joker at this point. I'm sorry.
I literally just said that.
That's what I'm agreeing with you.
Don't fight, children.
Not a fight.
Don't get any snacks.
He might as well be the Joker for the way he's acting.
On TV tonight in Newfoundland, the Saturday night movie is Tim Burton's Batman.
Also, shout out to Camille McKenzie, who trolled a hell of a lot of people this morning on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Because she claimed that because she lived in New Zealand, she'd seen the trailer 12 hours ahead of everybody else. And she actually caught some people out. Which I appreciated. But yeah, we finally have a trailer. The release date is the 23rd of October, which they did not reveal on TV. You had to go to the Twitter to find that out. And we don't have a broadcast time yet.
I assume it's the usual time.
But we finally know it's Sunday, so we finally know we're doing our podcast the Monday after that.
Freedom! Freedom! This era!
Actually, give me a second.
Uh-oh.
You guys are doing the podcast on that Monday.
I know you're away on that Monday. I may have to bring in.
I'm not off that day.
I may have to bring in a. I may have to bring in a ringer on that day.
Well, it can't. Well, keep this. No.
If I can find a ringer that actually wants to talk about the Power of the Doctor for 90 minutes or how long it's going to be.
Yeah. Good luck.
It's fine. When we do the podcast on Halloween Day, I'll be able to give my opinions then.
We'll ask Sean and he'll definitely say fuckity bye. in response. But in actual, good news, I believe, Fresno, you want to talk about something that happened this week.
That's right. So the other day, I went up to my mailbox and I had a shitload of stuff from Amazon. And I was like, that's weird. I didn't order anything from Jeff Bezos. It turned out it was a belated birthday present from... So let's go through the stuff that I got from Kat. So I opened the first package and I got this lovely book of 87 poutine recipes. And I tell you, they got some crazy shit here. Everything from barbecue chicken poutine, maple bacon poutine. I'm literally opening the book at random pages. We got Caesar salad poutine. We've got the Vladimir poutine, which is just beef stroganoff poutine. But
that pun makes me hurt.
Eggs Benedict poutines in here. Deep fried cheese curd poutine. Shrimp scampi poutine. Chili cheese poutine. Hot and blue poutine, which is Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce and blue cheese. Christmas poutine. And we even have some dessert poutines, like honey cheesecake poutine, which uses sliced up pound cake as the French fries. So, an eclectic little book that I'm sure I'll be pulling from for some meals in the near future. Thank you very much, Kat.
You're welcome.
And then I opened another parcel, and I got the most amazing figurine. Everybody, give it up for Chair!
Can I just say that when you posted about these presents on Twitter, Chair got the biggest reaction.
Yeah.
It's Chair! Look at it!
I was looking through several different chairs, and I'm like, do I want to get him a set? Do I want to get him just a single chair? And then I saw the package for that one. It's like, he's getting Chair.
And Chair is fluffy. And what goes better with Chair, a big folding chair, than a professional wrestler? As the last present is this figure of WWE wrestler Asuka.
Who, as wrestlers go, Fresno's a big fan of hers.
I mean, I like her. She's neat. Rainiac is the real big wrestling fan on this show. I have an occasional interest in wrestling.
I tried to find you Maki Ito, and I couldn't.
Dang.
I was basically just trying to find you an action figure that wouldn't be horribly embarrassing, and I figured a wrestler would be good. So I said, "Hey, Rain, are there any wrestlers that he likes?"
Yeah, and as I say,
because he's the wrestling guy. So
yes.
I'll accept that. After trying to find Maki Ito and failing, because there was like a custom-made Maki Ito was the only one I could find, and that was like ridiculously expensive and didn't look that sturdy actually. We found Asuka. And Fresno was not ready for Asuka.
Nobody was ready.
The Empress herself.
The Empress of Tomorrow, which is a badass name in fairness. But yeah, those are the presents you got. You also got on the actual day. You got you got the Colin Baker NDA audio, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I listened to that. I had to take a little trip there the week, and I listened to the audios you got me. Rain got me the Colin Baker / David Tennant audio Wink, which he doesn't want to know one thing about it, but let's just say it was very on brand.
I think I know what the thing might be, but
so many mirrors.
And Regeneration Impossible, which is a short trip featuring Jacob Dudman doing impressions of 11 and 12 as they're locked together in death trap sort of thing.
Yeah, I had another audio in mind for you. There was one small problem.
What's that?
It wasn't out yet.
What?
Well, I'm not going to say because I might get at you in the future.
Future thing.
And ruin the surprise? No, I wouldn't do that, would I?
God.
Cue the shifty dog.
Oh God. Yeah, but those were nice. They're good. And especially good considering them listening to the shit that Colin Baker recorded. And then went, right, who's on Cameo? Oh yes, prank someone from America.
Oh yes, just wait because there's even more presents that are going to be coming as soon as Chris actually sends the box out.
Yeah.
She is really bad at sending out boxes, to be fair, but it's not her fault.
I love the fact, by the way, going back to Colin Baker, that he thought that I was American because my name was Brett. Because there's no Bretts in the UK at all, despite the fact that I am one.
Wait a minute, that means
I wouldn't say that.
He sussed you out. See? Polly, this is the truth.
No,
Even
it's
the
not the
prince-
truth. I'm being
the
sarcastic for the
prince
first bit and truthful for the second. Jesus Christ!
Sure.
Holy Jesus Christ! I don't even believe this.
Fenton, right.
Frez, never do that again. I was
No,
offended.
never do that again.
Okay, I'll do this instead.
No, not that either. Even less that.
I'll try the lesser of two evils now, though.
So the real reason we're here is not to fanboy about presents that Fresno got, or to groan about trailers about Power of the Doctor being underwhelming. We're here to talk about, in my opinion anyway, two belters of episodes. The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. A two-part story from Series 2 starring David Tennant and, I know I said Rose Tyler, and Billie Piper.
Well, she is Rose Tyler, let's be fair.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. So, full disclosure, going into this was probably my favourite David Tennant story.
Uh-huh.
Going into this.
Yeah, and I was wondering, was it going to hold up? Because I've not seen it for a little while. I haven't had a chance to see it. You'll find out at the end whether or not it's still my favourite. But
Reason to stay.
I would have picked this if I'd had the pick for Halloween weekend. I do not, and I got it wrong. It's actually Fresno's pick, not Kat's, on Halloween weekend. Kat's pick is next week. And whether she's going to stick to the spooky theme or not, we'll find out. But, yeah. This was the... Oh, I want to think this... No, I saw it from Series 1, so this is not my first two-parter, no. But I just remember really, really enjoying this, despite the fact it scared the hell out of a lot of people. And as you'll find out, they had to tone it down.
Oh, my. You want to know my memory of this on broadcast? Because this is wild. So, back in the day with the early run of Good Revive series, they ran it on the CBC. Just like the BBC. I watched it on TV because I couldn't watch it. There's no streaming. And so they aired the episodes like months after they aired in the UK. Like this was airing in fall of 2006. Yeah, that's when Series 6 started. Series 2 started.
The Impossible Planet will have aired at the end of May 2006.
And we didn't get it until December. And here's the funny fucking thing. They air The Impossible Planet. And, it ends with its cliffhanger, as we'll discuss. And it's like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? And so I tune in next week. And it's not on because it's been preempted by, Christmas cartoons. Because it's the season. They play their Rudolph or their Frosty or whatever. I tune in next week. More Christmas bullshit. More Christmas bullshit. It took a fucking month for them to air Satan Pit.
Good lord.
Well.
And related tangentially, the last time I watched it on this station was the end of Series 3, which it was getting to Christmas time again, and they literally just aired, what's the name of the last two of that trilogy? Last of the Time Lord, Sound of Drums?
The Sound of Drums and The Last of the Time Lords.
They aired them back to back because they were like, right, we gotta get this blue box bullshit out of the way because we gotta air our reruns of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay, I love the phrase blue box bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck this Doctor Who stuff. Christmas!
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's probably how your average TV executive works.
Also, a fun fact, they aired the first Martha episode some hours before they aired Runaway Bride.
Nice.
And in fact, they aired Runaway Bride at like midnight.
I vaguely remember, and I can't remember if this happened in America as well, in which case it wasn't the UK's fault, but they showed an episode of the Batman animated series back in the early 90s, the first one with Catwoman.
Right.
And then didn't show the second part till 7 episodes later.
Yeah.
Wow. So, we should probably talk about this episode.
We should talk about this. So, The Impossible Planet is the first part. And straight away, they let you know that the stakes are high in this one because the TARDIS has taken them somewhere that the TARDIS is not comfortable with. It lands
Straight away.
It lands in the hold of a space station or a base. We don't actually find out straight away. And the lights start flickering, so it's having like a reaction to where it is. Not
Straight
a good
away,
start.
They open with one of my favorite fucking reaction gifs of all time.
Yes.
Oh yes. This is where it comes from. I forgot.
Yes. The doctor's just like, oh, she doesn't want to land here, and Rose is like, well, if it's dangerous, maybe we should go. And then they just both break down into hilarious
laughing.
laughter.
Yeah. Which is ironic because maybe they should have gone.
Maybe.
I mean, they wouldn't have been able to save everybody that they did, and the thing that.
That's true, because this is one case where they don't cause it. They don't cause this to happen at all. This would have still taken place even without the intervention of the Doctor and Rose.
Yep.
Which is unusual, but I appreciate it. And we get some fun stuff before the opening credits. Rose is disturbed to find the words "Welcome to Hell" scrawled on the wall.
Oh God. Oh.
Along with the language they can't translate.
Impossibly old writing.
Ooh.
Which again is a great way to show straight away this is possibly a bad idea that you hear.
Yeah.
Things are going to go south in a major way. And then they start to go south in a minor way because the door opens and we get our first appearance of the Ood. This is where the Ood came from.
Boy.
And they're repeating over and over again, we must feed, we must feed, we must feed. Rose is a badass because she just immediately picks up a chair.
Holy shit! It's Chair!
Chair! Special guest appearance
Chair
from
makes
Chair.
a starring appearance.
I'm just looking like a Smash Bros cut-in now. Chair falls
Chair
onto the
has
scene.
joined the bottle.
Yeah. Chair falls onto the scene. Chair takes a seat. It's a big fake out because after the credits and it's they're going to get attacked by these creatures. The lead who just taps its little ball goes, we must feed you if you are hungry. They were benign all along.
You got us, Doctor Who.
It was basically included to have a fake out in the trailer. Because I think
surely these Oods will not turn out to be evil in the end just because of something beyond their control.
I think it shows them like advancing, saying we must feed in the trailer prior to this. It's been a long time since I've watched The Idiot's Lantern. I don't really have the urge to watch The Idiot's Lantern anytime soon.
Really?
It's not the best story.
No, that's a Gatiss. I thought for a second that one shithead wrote it.
No.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. You could go by production order and watched Fear Her before this.
Yeah.
Or hey, what's that episode after this two-parter?
Yeah. Again, yeah.
Don't worry, we've covered it.
Shuddering live on microphone. So they are then accosted by Mr. Jefferson, played by the great Denny Webb, and two guards who are nameless for obvious reasons.
Red shirts.
They very much are red shirts. They don't even get names. I think the female one is is referred to Officer at Arms, and the other guy is referred to Silence because he never gets mentioned by name or title. That's how important he is to the running of the base. Jefferson is head of security and does at least do things that act like it, so fair enough. Plus, he's a fairly big name actor in the UK, so he was going to do at least something. Okay. We then meet the rest of the crew because the guards take them to the control room. They're not under arrest, funnily enough. It's a strange reaction. It's not like, right, you're coming with us. It's like, Captain, there are people down here. No, I don't believe it either. Bit of a strange reaction.
A little bit, yes.
But it is explained. And we meet the rest of the crew. We have acting captain Zachary Crossflame, kind of a cool name, because the original captain died, and that was he was in the. Okay, in series 2 they did these like mini episodes online called TARDISodes. And the captain featured in the TARDISode for this particular episode. I can't remember the one for the Satan Pit. And I don't know if they're still available to watch online, but the captain is absent is the point.
Probably not, since the BBC seems to want us to make the conclusion that Doctor Who no longer exists, seeing as it took them until now to release the trailer.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, but the arguments that started online and on Twitter in particular were ridiculous. I'm not going to name names to not embarrass people, but there were people defending...
I will. Sandra, Kyle, Liam.
Oh, I see. You're just naming random names.
Mike didn't do it.
Not that Mike.
I never said it was that Mike.
No, there's a lot of people out there
or
called Mike.
maybe it was. You know what you did, Mike.
So Mike,
I know what you
so
did.
Mike, not that one. Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. You know what you did.
Hey, Macarena.
No, Mambo number 5.
I know, it's making a joke.
Oh, fair
Keep
enough.
up.
And I was ruining it because I'm British.
Mess up your life.
Well, yeah, you already did that when you said, oh, you're just naming random names.
Sorry. Other than the captain there, we have Ida Scott, Toby Zed, Danny Bartok, Mr. Jefferson, who doesn't get a first name, and Scooty Minister, who is trainee maintenance.
He does have a first name. His name's John. John Jefferson.
That's either a deep cut joke or that's his real name. I'm pretty sure they just go with Mr. Jefferson, don't they?
I have no idea.
No, you're right. Todd's Wiki says John Jefferson.
I told you.
Oh, those bastions of...
You're right, because in
knowledge.
Satan Pit, just before he dies, he says, "I'm sorry, John. I can't open it up."
Open the pod bay doors now.
"I'm sorry, John. I don't have that information." If you say what's that a reference to, I will slap you.
What's that a reference to?
Oh God, no. Copyright. Copyright.
What? What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't your soundboard, was it?
I didn't hear
No.
anything.
That is a pop-up from my internet. What the hell?
What was
Did you
it?
just get Mariah carried by accident?
No, it played a trailer for WandaVision. And it blocked out the Mariah Carey. Wow.
You didn't even play Mariah Carey.
I didn't play any Mariah Carey.
No, it blocked out the silence.
So you're just sitting here and all of a sudden, WandaVision, one.
No. It was a trailer, so it was like 50s music. I genuinely thought that was a soundboard. I'm sorry.
I am only slightly offended.
Well, playing random clips is kind of your speciality.
I
mean,
too much of a spoiler.
yes.
Who's been messing up our podcast? It was WandaVision all along.
Oh God, there's a YouTube channel that's doing. Damn it! You set her off. Okay, that one is cat. That one is definitely cat. Update.
I watched this show in January.
Man, that was forever ago.
Yes.
Anyway, there is a YouTube channel that's doing 31 songs for October, one every day, with minimal Polish, and one of them was a song I can't spoil if you haven't seen WandaVision, but that particular song.
This person all along.
Yes, I linked that to Kat because I thought she'd get a kick out of it.
Ew.
For
Well,
no
yeah,
polish,
watch-
it's really good. It's really good. The person gets the laughter spot on. So, where are we then? Well, we're on the planet Crop Tor, also known as the Bitter Pill. There's some really cool lore about how a demon tried to swallow the planet and spat it out, hence it's called the Bitter Pill.
Can I also just say, I hate the fact that earlier on, the doctor's like, what's the name of this planet? And they're like, there is no name. And then like 5 seconds later, oh, it's called Crop Tor.
That's a bit of a it's a bit of a continuity error.
Yeah.
You could potentially hand wave it by saying that at that stage they hadn't decided to trust the Doctor, so they didn't want to give him information. But once they decide to trust him, it's okay. And I must say, the fact that these two are strangers in stowaways, they sort of embraced them really quickly.
Well, Roddy's got to eat.
Seen enough fucking classic Who to have this be a relief. Right, lock them in the hold. This is a 4-part.
I mean, that's why I actually quite like the change of tack here.
Yes, exactly.
Like they're so lonely.
Be super friendly to them. We've got a 2-parter.
They haven't seen other people for however long they've been on this base. So it would be quite a relief to see there's still people out there.
Captain, how should we deal with these new people? I don't know. Let me check the length of the script. 100 pages? Be nice to them. 200 pages? Lock them up!
And we find out where we are, and it's impossible, hence the impossible planet of the title. Century Base 6. On the planet Crop Tour. Suspended in orbit around a black hole. Which should not be possible.
Geostationary orbit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
which should not be possible.
No.
Because a black hole just eats things and doesn't spit them back out.
It's eating everything but this planet. So.
Does that mean that John Sims a black hole on the set?
Hungry.
Not sure that was worthy of the rim shot, but whatever.
Well,
It
that's
was.
one more monkey with a symbol you gotta...
I mean, that's just permanently on my Sony Vegas dashboard now.
Good.
Because I just know it's going to happen at some point.
Well, yes.
We get...
this.
Oh, for God's sakes. It's October.
Yeah, exactly.
Rain, they
I'll
have
stop
Christmas
when it
stuff
gets
out
to
already.
December.
So join us in December when Kat will not be here, when she takes a forced month-long holiday.
I mean, that's like almost half true. I am taking off like the last 2 weeks of December from work to go home.
Yes. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Anyway, we get a couple of name drops. We also get the first introduction of the idea that the Ood are a slave race.
Oh, God.
Is this the thing you objected to?
Yes, this is a thing I object to.
Yeah, okay. Well,
This is fucked up.
they make up for it in
Yeah.
Planet of the Ood, in fairness, which is a
Okay, yes.
spiritual
yes,
sequel to this.
Yes, I will grant that. That the people behind this episode realized the foot and mouth bullshit, and they made up for it in Planet of the Ood. That still doesn't mean I'm not going to call this shit out, as I see
Please
it.
do.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Even Rose is like the human race needs a slave.
Yeah, Rose
race.
is appalled by this. And Danny, he's the ethics officer of this ship, which is ironic.
Yeah, that's kind of
Oh,
messed
these
up.
are the Ood. There are slaves, and they like being slaves. In fact, they can't live without being slaves because they're just livestock.
But it's okay because one day they will be given a sock, and then the Ood will be free.
Oh God.
Do we really have to reference that now?
Okay.
Yes.
But okay, Rain, I know Planet of the Ood comes along and makes the moral failing of not doing anything about the Ood in face of the macrocosmic bullshit we're about to encounter. That's good. However, in light of Planet of the Ood, everything Danny says about the Ood here is either him being willfully ignorant or swallowing the propaganda of the Ood Corporation wholesale.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're the Ood. They're just natural born slaves. I'm unquestioning of this status quo because it profits me.
The only thing I will say about the Ood, and you're right, by the way, referring to them as livestock is yikes.
Very.
Yeah.
But there is a point to them.
Yeah.
That they are set up to be a threat of the episode later on down the line, and you do kind of have to have them. Am I allowed to use the word docile? friendly.
Yeah.
You need to have them docile and friendly, in the beginning at least, to show the change.
I mean, come on. We've seen Planet of the Ood. We can call it as it is. They're lobotomized.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's right that you should you should object to it. You're absolutely right. It doesn't personally, to me, bring the episode down.
It brings it down for me, but I would say, to your favor, that there are some very wonderful things I'm going to praise this episode so far, particularly the Satan Pit part.
Oh my god,
That
yes.
I really, really like, but that has to be put. A pin has to be put in that and say, this is fucked up. And even the people behind the show agreed it was fucked up, because 2 years later, they made an episode about how fucked up it was.
Absolutely.
Yep. That was with Donna, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Planet of the Ood with Donna. That's right.
The one where the dude got lobotomized and I got gaslit for like 5 minutes straight by you two.
I don't remember that. Are you feeling okay? You sound like you're going crazy.
For a second, I was like, "Are you serious?" Oh no.
I wasn't making a bit. I genuinely don't remember the gaslighting, but
I also don't remember it, but it was too good of an
It was
opportunity.
like there was a scene that happens where they're like locked in a. I don't know.
Oh,
The
right,
order of
where
it,
we
that's
didn't
right.
And you all
remember-
thought it happened outside, and I was like, "No, it didn't happen. No, it didn't happen outside. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It happened right here, Frez. You're full of shit. You're full
That's
of shit."
right, 'cause
I
we-
fired
No,
up the
see, we weren't
transcript.
gaslighting you. We were gaslighting ourselves.
yeah,
You were gaslighting yourselves and me in the process.
with a side effect, with a side portion of the Mandela effect.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
either way,
It's
either way,
Berenstein Bears.
It's funny you mention Planet of the Ood, because Friends of the Ood gets a mention here.
yeah.
It's just like a throwaway thing, but I guess that they took
Oh,
that
what
and
are you, a bunch
expanded
of
it.
fucking hippies? Ugh, like that?
They just say it's like an Ood-friendly group that's trying to free them from their slavery.
Good.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's
We stand
fucking
them.
slavery.
we do.
But again, if you want to hear more about why Planet of the Ood is a political masterpiece in the Tennant era, please listen to our podcast.
Politics in my Doctor Who, get out now. No. We've made this reference far too often now, but there is nothing wrong with a Doctor Who story being political. I would say that to balance it out, maybe not every story should be inherently political, but politics is not inherent. It just happens in some cases.
However, racism is. So all you people who are here because you like leave.
Exactly.
I wasn't going to tell them that directly, but yes.
I mean, I will.
I will. Fuck them.
And our viewer count drops from 12 to 10. Good job.
Oh, come on. It's not going to be that bad. It's going to be worse.
Yeah, 8.
It'll go from 12 to 2.
8.
12 to 2.
8.
8.
Good job,
Ice
Stanley.
cream.
I was waiting for someone to say 8, and I could get that in there. Good God.
So, yeah, the Ood.
Oh, I should have just let you go and see how far you went.
I have no idea what you're talking about. 8.
Rain, talk about the episode.
Number 8. Did that burp come through a microphone? Possibly not.
Close enough.
It killed my throat, so it was worth it.
Oh God.
So, there's a story about an ancient civilization that buried something deep inside the planet, and whatever it is calling out. And humanity answered the call, sent a rocket
Yes, of
with,
course.
hang on a minute, 3 guards, Scooty, Toby, Danny, the captain, the acting, 9 people on it.
And then one died.
Plus 50 Ood. Yeah, I counted the deceased captain. Why? Because it was there. And the Doctor is super impressed by this. There's a
As
wonderfully
Tennant
awkward
is
moment where he
wanting to.
hugs the captain. And the captain just lets him.
That's Tennant through and through, you know. Oh, you lot, the indomitable human spirit, right? Oh, you're fantastic.
He's really great in these 2 stories, in these 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
He really is, because he gets goofy moments and then he gets super serious, badass moments too.
I am signposting it again. I really, really like the back of this.
What, Satan Pit?
Yes.
Oh, the Satan Pit is much better than the Impossible Planet. And the Impossible Planet's good, it's just, a lot of it is building towards the Satan Pit.
Oh, yeah. Well,
which is absolutely fine. That's the traditional two-part
well,
formula.
build up to it, Rain. Tell us more about the Impossible Planet.
Absolutely. So, the Doctor, having said, well, you're brilliant, but you're also completely mad. You should have left first opportunity. In fact, just leave right now. In fact, I've got to be going. So I came with this blue box, and it landed in, what is it, Section 6?
You forgot to mention the Quake.
Oh, God, I love this, by the way. I love this little moment here.
Yeah.
So, a little bit after they come into the control room and are introduced, the captain warns everyone to get hold of something, anything now. And so they all do, and there's a bit of an earthquake, some shaking. And then the Doctor stands up and goes, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. And then it starts shaking a lot and flames start bursting out.
Oh, boy. It's not quite Star Trek Bridge Under Attack acting, but it's
the timing on that line is great, though. Oh, that wasn't so bad. It's great. So yeah, then we get to the bit where, well, we landed in sections. Where did you say it landed? Oh, yeah, I think it was a bit of a cupboard. And it says that's the section that the earthquake hit. Doesn't offer any more explanation. The Doctor realizes exactly. Look at his face. He goes from amused to dead serious in a second. He and Rose run to the section where it was. The door won't open. The door won't operate anymore. They look out the window.
Well, there's a reason it won't operate anymore. It's because what's behind the door is now a big giant fucking hole.
Yeah, they look through the viewing window of the door, and all they can see is space.
The final frontier.
Down in the pit.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Wait, no, wrong show.
Yeah, wrong show.
Hi, Krista. How you doing?
By the way, we managed to time this perfectly because same week that this is coming out, Krista's writing a blog about these 2 episodes.
Now we're mirroring each other.
Fuck.
I was going to say great, but yeah, all right.
Keep the trouble off.
Said enthusiastically.
It's good that we're all right. Now we're mirroring each other. Fuck yeah. What? It still fits.
Well, yes.
Just enthusiastic about it. So he runs back to the captain and says, my TARDIS is down there, but you've got to drill. Just drill down and we can get out your hair. And the captain cannot divert the drilling. Refuses to divert the drilling. They haven't got the resources to divert the drilling.
I mean, this is a lot better than some of the Doctor is separated from the TARDIS moments that we've had. Because, I mean, there's a specific reason, in which case the TARDIS fell down a hole.
I mean, look at what we did. How the fuck long ago was it that we did? 2 weeks ago? We did the fucking Aztecs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a door.
Yeah. Oh no! It's a door! And we had to fuck around with this civilization for 4 story episodes to get open the door.
Writers gotta eat.
They should have just pulled the lever crunk.
Wrong lever!
I love that film so much.
So do I. Still has nothing to do with the Aztecs, but
No, I accept that.
So, oh no, the Doctor and Rose are stranded forever!
And Ida's not very sympathetic towards it, because I'll put you on the duty roster, we could deal with somebody to do the laundry. Jesus, Ida, he's just lost everything. She's not an evil person or anything like that. It's just like a moment of bad timing.
Yeah.
No, it's just she's practical.
Oh, no. They're stranded forever, everyone. The series is over.
They're not stranded forever because the captain says the least we can do is have you on board the base, and then when our time comes to leave, we can offer you a seat on the rocket, and we can drop you off wherever you want to go.
They can never travel in time and space again. They're stuck in this time and space forever.
And we will get a scene that really drives that home, which I love. I love the
It is a
acting
good
in
scene.
it. But before that, can I just say I love the world building in this first part.
Oh, yeah?
The little bits of lore, the little moments, like when it says the night shift is beginning, playing your introductory track, and it's Ravel's Bolero.
It's good music.
We also see the iconic spacesuit for the first time, which would get several reappearances.
Oh, everyone loves that suit. When it showed up in that first Powers of the Doctor trailer, everyone was like, the suit!
Yeah, we kind of did it again, didn't we? Because no sooner had I
the
picked
fucking
this,
trailer was coming out.
no sooner had I
Does
picked
everybody
this.
remember 2006 when the show was good?
I wish I did. Wait, we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, that's for next year.
But yeah,
isn't it?
the orange spacesuit has been worn by several Doctors at this point. The ones played by David Tennant later on in this episode, Matt Smith, Jenna Coleman,
Yeah, if you didn't do it, I would have.
and Peter Capaldi.
Basically, they really like orange, spacesuits.
It's kind of an iconic shot.
It's
Iconic.
kind of a costume that they have that they don't have to build another fucking spacesuit.
They just got to
Yeah.
block the Century base decals out on it, and yeah, it's fine. I don't mind it. It's a nod to the past, but it's not particularly egregious.
Yeah.
It's just here is the spacesuit. Here is the spacesuit again. But the
It's not
first
as bad
person
as
to
some of the
wear
other
it,
things Chibnall has done.
I forgot the first person to wear it on camera was actually Scooty. We vaguely see her working on some maintenance outside the base, and then going back in. That's the only time she wears it. That's the only time I think anyone other than Ida and the Doctor wear it in the story.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And then we have, in quick succession, some spooky and strange goings on. So firstly, Danny tells the captain that there's been a rise in the overall temperature of the Ood. But nothing's actually happening with them, so he's told to keep an eye on them. Then Rose, who is, I have to say, acclimatizing well to the idea of being stranded on a base, gets some food from an Ood dinner lady.
Food from a food.
Well, I don't know if it can be a lady, but she references the fact that she was a dinner lady once before. That's a reference to School Reunion, where she went undercover in the School of the Title as one of the staff, one of the catering staff.
Shit lady.
And then they play a trick that they love to do where characters will hear a phrase they're not supposed to, and then say, "What did you say?" And then it'll change back to what it should be. And the first instance here is with this Ood, because Rose goes to thank him for the meal, and he says, "The beast and his armies shall rise from the pit to make war against God."
Pleasant conversation over dinner.
And the Rose is like,
I mean, you guys don't say that every single time you serve somebody? You're weird.
that would make for a very interesting conversation, wouldn't it? Very interesting
What
word indeed.
conversation?
That's what you said. Writing into my writer's pad right now.
Oh god, it's only 3 weeks until NaNoWriMo.
I know.
It was nice
Yeah.
knowing you two.
I won't be doing NaNoWriMo. I will be just cramming into my novel.
Oh,
But I won't-
okay.
I won't-
gonna
It
be
was nice
doing it.
knowing you, Frez.
No, it was nice knowing me
Yeah,
too, because I'm probably going to do more than 50,000
but-
words.
Hit that screen button for me, please.
Oh, sure. Do you want the Rainiac scream, or do you want a Halloweeny scream?
Brainiacs.
Alrighty. Hang on, I've got a lot. There it is.
Thank you.
I'm still not
Me,
used to hearing
November.
myself scream like that, by the way.
Oh, wait! Hang on! I could have done this!
Oh.
Even
what-
better,
Okay,
because
I have that one.
that's the person who's actually screaming. No, I'm not going to officially do NaNoWriMo, like sign up for it and do hopefully, because I've now done 2 NaNoWriMos of the same book, and I've never managed to actually get to the end of it. Things always went south. So my reasoning is, if I don't keep a log of it officially, but just try to get through as much of the words of my novel as possible, maybe I'll actually get to a stage where I get the first draft ready to send to publishers.
There you go.
Oh,
Or rather, I said the second draft of publish because the first draft is going to be terrible. As I've been told by several writers.
Mood.
Like, it's not even like a slight against me. It's like, your first draft is going to be bad. Accept that, write it, and then make it better.
Anyway,
I offer my services as a proofreader. I am very cheap. It's only $5 per word. Just saying.
Is that a genuine offer?
I mean, yeah.
I'll see.
If you want it to be.
I
mean, I'll give you a friends and family discount. It'll be only $10 per word.
Wait a minute, that's gone up.
I don't know what you mean.
That's not a discount.
Crazy.
Then we get
discount.
before the real spooky stuff that happens with Toby. We get a. Can you call this a jump scare? I suppose you can. Because you've got acting captain Zachary Crossflane sitting in his headquarters and talking through the work, and then behind him is a holographic screen with, I assume, the planet like cross section of the shaft that's being drilled into.
Yes.
And it just briefly changes to a picture of a monster, which roars.
I mean, we all know the title of the next episode. It's quite obviously supposed to be a version of Satan.
Absolutely. I'll talk more about how they handled that later on. But I do want to talk a little bit about...
Just to describe it for anybody who's listening and not watching.
This scene was not in the trailer. Or it was either wasn't in the trailer at all for this episode, or it was in the trailer but was moved because Russell T Davies on the commentary for this particular for the Satan Pit and the Impossible Planet. Wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking of a different shot of the beast. Never mind. That's for the next part. The story can wait. That's fine. Then Danny is told by the computer he is awake. That gets a lot of repetition throughout the next 10 minutes. The computer saying it. And then we get to the really nasty scene with poor old Toby.
Oh,
poor old Toby Zed. I mean, I said nasty scene, but I think this is a scene that you enjoyed.
Oh, you know it.
For obvious reasons.
Also, I noticed this conspiracy. You Brits try to be sneaky, but I see it. You called him Toby Zed just so that we would pronounce Z the way you guys do. I fucking got you.
Oh, so you call Lord Zed from Power Rangers Lord Z, do you?
Yes.
Because it's literally spelt in the credits Z-E-D. Toby Zed. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Let me guess, you know where I live.
No, I'm just getting some stuff together.
Oh,
Just,
for God's
bear with
sakes.
me a bit.
Really? Well, it is the month of Halloween.
Don't mind me, I'm working on another model.
Is it a model of me with a stake through my heart?
Maybe.
Like an actual piece of meat steak?
It's a life-size model, in fact.
Oh dear.
Hey kids, Chainsaw Man, October 12th.
Oh yeah, hasn't that got rave reviews, the first episode?
I mean, listen. Chris, Cat's friend, got me to read Chainsaw Man, and Chainsaw Man is fucking wild.
Wait, crap, that means I've got less than 4 days to finish Sympathy Series 4. Damn it! Damn it!
Yes!
Why did you remind him?
Hey Cat, season 5!
No!
No. And no for me as
I'm
well.
going to be very busy that day. Very, very busy.
I'm rearranging my sock drawer.
Back to
so
shit.
Toby keeps hearing this weird voice in his head, and he thinks at first it's Danny just playing a prank on him. As you do, you might think that.
Probably for good reason.
You know, it might just be a colleague being a bit of a prat to you.
It might be a giant beast that has existed since before the dawn of time.
It could be that, but why would it be that?
Yeah, that's far-fetched.
So the second time this happens, he's like, right, Danny, this is not funny, but Danny's nowhere near to be seen. Danny's on a whole different part of the base, as we've already seen, talking about the rise of the temperature of the Ood. And then the voice goes from being like a sort of filtered voice in his head to us, the audience, hearing it loud and clear. And this is the voice of Sutek, the same actor.
Yeah.
The great Gabriel Wolfe. With Silas Carson as the voice of the Ood, who I think would not have predicted that him lending the voice of that particular race of aliens would get him work for the next 10 years. Because every time they bring back an Ood...
Wasn't there an Ood in the 13th Doctor's run recently?
Yeah, there was new Ood at the end of Flux.
Yeah, and that was Silas Carson again.
Even more work. Hooray.
I mean, it's a living.
It's a living.
He might want to appear actually on camera one of these days, but it's a living.
Yeah.
Who wants to appear on camera? That doesn't sound fun at all.
So we hear the voice clearly this time, and it's rather sinister in its intentions and what it's talking about. He calls Toby by his short name. His actual full name is Tobias Zed, by the way, but that's not revealed until the very end of the Satan Pit. They just call him Toby for short. He's like, Toby, don't turn around. Don't look at me. If you look at me, you will die. And clearly Toby is taking after Lot's wife from the Bible because he looks around his shoulder and immediately turns into a pillar of salt. No, sorry.
I cannot wait until Chris hears this.
Wait, geez, hang on a minute. Damn it, I could have gone with Oedipus and Eurydice, the Greek reference. Damn it! I could have gone with that instead of the Bible.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. It is Satan.
The Bible is more fitting for this story, I will grant you.
I really love how this reveal happens.
I mean, I know you do, but it is a great reveal.
I'm not even talking about the obvious thing. I'm talking about the fact, before this happens, is whispering, Toby has been looking at these pieces of archaeological stuff, this ancient civilization stuff, with the weird writing on it. And he's looking at it, and then he hears the voice, and he turns around, and it's like, oh, there's nothing there. And he turns around, and the pieces of stuff he had with writing on it are now blank. And he takes off his gloves and looks at his palms, and the fucking writing is on his hands.
Yeah, this is a great reveal.
And then he grabs what, Frez?
He looks at his own face in the mirror, and it's all over his face, and he's got red eyes. Hit that button, please, Cat. Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
Oh, this actually reminds me, I bought Metroid Dread recently. I should actually play that.
Oh, that's a very good computer video game.
This podcast is brought to you by our Lord and Saviour, Ravenbeak.
We can't talk.
Ravenbeak, what can't he do?
Whoa, were you there for that stream then?
Yes. That was an amazing stream.
It was, to be fair. But,
Mike,
yeah,
we miss you. Come back.
Toby is possessed by something or other.
Yeah, he's got the writing all over his face now. And also his eyes have turned red.
Instead of the writing being on the wall, the writing's on his face.
Which isn't CGI. I think it's just a contact lens. But it looks really cool.
It does.
It probably sucked for the actor to have that all over his face.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope for his sake they did all the scenes where he has to have the writing on his face consecutively, so he didn't have to right, day one, put the makeup on,
it makes
take
the
it
most
off.
sense, because then they would have to, get it right every single time.
Well, actors will spend ridiculous amounts of time in makeup for certain roles.
Some nerd out there would be like, the symbols didn't stay consistent through the shot. I'm calling bullshit.
So while this is all happening to Toby, and that was very close to that nerd guy from Team America, World Police.
I've never seen it, so...
Yeah, you've not missed too much.
I know.
Is that like a famous... Oh shit, it's Michael Moore. It's independent filmmaker Michael Moore, not just some nerd guy.
Christ. Oh, Christ.
I mean,
Who is Rainier gonna offend today? Today it's
no,
Michael
it's not me doing the
Moore.
offending. It's the film. If you saw it, you would know what they have Michael
Good
Moore
thing
do
I
in that
have no
film.
interest.
Yes, that. So we then get history. Because the captain announces that the Scarlet System is passing overhead. And Ida gets very excited and opens the shield, the viewing shield, to look at the black hole. We saw the shield open earlier because that's how they revealed that it was in a black hole. She said, be warned, some people have been known to go mad looking at it. So is that how the captain died, possibly?
Maybe.
Because he's the only one, other than them, that was on the base.
Unless other people have traveled there and gone mad and then they had to deal with them.
Unless some of the Ood went mad.
I'm pretty sure they implied that the old captain died as they landed because it was such a rough landing.
Possibly.
So
we don't see him apart from that little mini episode, so
I was trying to go for that. It's basically just a line trying to evoke that whole cosmic horror thing.
And Ida points out that a little red ring around the black hole that wasn't there before.
The planet getting sucked up into nothing.
Yeah, that is apparently the Scarlet System, a once great galaxy, which has now been crushed into the black hole. And she announces to the crew, we have witnessed its passing. And she's about to close the shield, and the doctor says, no, wait, could you just leave it open for a few minutes, please? I won't go mad, promise.
Well, he can't go mad because he already is mad.
Eh.
He is a madman with a blue box.
Yeah, but this is quite a melancholic moment. I think David Tennant does a really good job of showing the Doctor's fear, if you like, of being stranded.
I think it's more his fear of settling down and stopping being the Doctor.
Well, yes, we get that in the next scene, which there is a lovely bit of exchange here between Rose and the Doctor. Because Rose is trying to get a signal on her phone, which, as we know, is a superphone. It works anywhere.
Except here.
Yeah, she can't get a signal here for some reason. And then she says, but what... Let's be honest, what would I tell her anyway? Meaning Jackie. What could I possibly say to her at this moment? And then we get a really nice look into a possible future for the Doctor. That if he has to give up time travelling, what would he do?
Have to get a house.
Yeah, Rose is like taunting him, saying, you'd have to get a mortgage. And the Doctor just says, well, that's it, I'm dying. That's it. Which is a funny moment.
Oh, gosh, I wish that wasn't the mood right now.
It's a funny moment, but it's also bittersweet. Because Rose is teasing him, but she's also trying to help him cope. Could you call it gallows humour? I suppose you could.
In a way.
And then the Doctor says to her, of course, you'd have to get one as well. And then we get a hint of the romance that she feels for him. That wasn't requited until that godforsaken beat scene in Doomsday. She says, well, we could get the same one. And she's about to say, because I want to live with you and I love you. But then she just says, she sort of just trails off. And the Doctor either doesn't pick up on it or does, but doesn't want to push her. You be the judge which one it is. Then Rose gets a phone call. Or she also says that being stuck with him wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So that's interesting.
Then she gets the most horrifying phone call she could ever get.
Telemarketers.
We're calling about your car's extended warranty.
Like I said.
Also, he's awake.
Telemarketers, here's awake. And she just throws the phone down. In fairness, if I got a phone call out of nowhere, I would probably drop my phone too.
Yeah, you don't call me, you text me, and then you ask if you can.
And then panic because I've broken the screen.
Give it to Kit Boga, he'll fuck with him.
Yeah. I've also been watching Scammer Payback a lot. He's fantastic.
Now, we've had a little bit of jeopardy in this first episode so far. It's mostly been building. The
I didn't see
jeopardy
Ken
is about
Jennings
to
in this
increase
one at all.
tenfold.
Did someone say Jeopardy?
YouTube. Oh, damn it.
The...
I didn't expect you to cut it off till the end. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we'll be all right.
You know, trying to avoid copyright.
I think we'll be all right with like 5 seconds. I thought I was pushing it with the alert, but apparently because I talked over it, it didn't trigger it, so that's all right. And also, it's slightly more obscure video game music to the Metroid chase theme.
I mean, if you really want a copyright strike.
Not particularly. No. Turn that off, please. Thank you.
No, copyright deadlock.
Damn it, Cat. All right, you can have 5 seconds of that because I appreciate the hustle.
They can't get us on everything.
Yeah, it's the copyright deadlock. They can't both claim the video.
Plus, we're making absolutely no money off of this.
So we've had very little jeopardy so far. We're about to get our first casualty, unfortunately, of the story. Before that, the Oods start coming to life in unison. The doctor's there with Danny. They're registering at basic 30. Usually they're at basic 5. Basic 30 means they're shouting at they're shouting, or as the doctor states, or being shouted at by something.
In their minds.
I'm not just saying this fucking machine that calculates their level of intelligence or telepathic bullshit or whatever the fuck. I don't like it with the whole Ood thing.
It's a telepathic reader.
But you can imagine it being as like a weird sort of superiority thing. Like, the Ood, of course they're basic. They only think in basic 5. Meanwhile, I'm a smart human being. I think in basic 1 billion. I can see that point, but I think it's just more like a scientific memeasurement of their brain.
Well, it wouldn't be basic 1 million because at basic 100 they're brain dead.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that shortly. But
and I know there are a lot of humans that seem that way, but actually they're not.
Doctor says he is awake, and they respond, "And you shall worship him." So you will worship him. And I think that might be in the trailer as well. But yeah, our first casualty. This is beautifully set up and also horrifying.
Oh, Lord.
Because Scooty finds out that a door that leads to the outside has been opened. I think it's door 41.
But none of the spacesuits have been checked out.
Yeah, and all the spacesuits have been logged out, so she asks the computer, well, who's gone outside? There's no spacesuit. Cannot confirm. But someone gone through this door, confirmed. So that's a bit weird. And then she goes to the outer section where there's a we'll call it super tough glass, shielding everybody from the outside, where there's no oxygen, obviously, because it's in deep space. And out there on the planet, just minding his own business, is Toby. He's not affected by the gravity. He's not affected by the lack of oxygen. He's just walking around.
Menacingly.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Which is kind of weird, considering, again, no spacesuit.
Yeah, and Scooty, in fairness to her, I can imagine she'd be shocked by this. The computer tells her he bathes in the black sun. That writing, by the way, that we saw disappear briefly is back on Toby's face. Because Toby passed out after he got possessed or whatever it was. The writing seemed to disappear, but now it's back. And he starts beckoning to Scooty with one of his hands. And she waves back because she's, completely shocked by this. And then, oh God, firstly, the cameraman for this deserves a bloody raise. They just do a subtle zoom in on Toby, who is sort of smiling, come out, come out. And then he just turns. Like his face just changes subtly. And his hand goes from beckoning to a fist. And a crack appears in the glass. And Scooty runs to the door, panic in her voice, screaming, "Open door 40! Open door 40!" We hear her scream.
What's your role on this podcast, Rainiac, Mr. Dramatic?
I'm the weirdo what talks about
It happens in the episode, I'm sorry. But
I know, I wanted to make a joke in reference to the actual episode.
yeah.
Do you not remember that part?
I do. And it was a good joke. Please ignore the fact that I missed it the first time. So we'll see what happened to her in a moment. Firstly, there's a mad dash by the crew to get away from the hull breach. The captain's fine because he's far away from it, but he directs everyone else to run for it. And they all get through. Toby's there from out of nowhere.
Oh, thank God.
He's not from out of nowhere. He came back from outer space.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
He just walked in here to find that sad look upon your face.
What is he, a killer clown?
What?
You said outer space.
Yes. It's a song.
I know what you were referencing. I was referencing something else.
He finally didn't get a song!
Well, thank you for listening to the last ever Doctor Who Reviews podcast.
Murray Gold would be so disappointed in you.
Oh, don't even.
So disappointed.
I know. So, they all get away from the collapsing part of the base. So that's great. The only one that's not accounted for is Scooty. But it's fine. All the crew have got these biochips embedded in them.
And hers is in Habitat 3.
Habitation 3, yes. They all move to Habitation 3. Toby is in a bad way. He claims that he can't remember anything. He doesn't know how he got where he was. He doesn't know how he escaped, but he's glad to be here. And the writing is not on him. We should just point that out, because that's important.
Yeah.
The skin writing has gone for the time being. So why is Scooty in Habitation 3? And Ida just looks up and says...
It's not Ida, it's the doctor.
Sorry, the doctor just looks up and says, "I found her," with a very solemn tone in his voice. And you know immediately what's happened.
Yeah, she's outside.
Oh, this shot. So how they did this was really rather clever. It's partially CGI, obviously, to get her above, around the black hole, floating in space. But the actor, Mayanna Buring, who's gone to do much bigger things since this, but this was one of her first major roles, she had to float in a pool.
Makes sense.
Basically. For large periods of the time, because this was documented in the Doctor Who Confidential show, which, by the way, they should really bring back. They won't, you cowards. You won't bring it back, but you should. It was really interesting. Also really funny when David Tennant refused to go on the set until he won a game of cards. But that was not for this story. That was for Silence in the Library. Still a really funny anecdote. Yeah, Mayanna Buring had to float in this pool, basically, and take different positions. I imagine it was kind of difficult, because she's got to go face up, face down. It would take it out of you, wouldn't it?
I mean, not if you're just floating there.
I think she was floating and she was also underneath the water.
I mean, let's be fair, Rainiac. We all float down here.
I knew somebody was going to reference it, but I thought it'd be Frez. I'll be honest with you. So we've had our first casualty.
You go first.
We've had our first casualty, and Ida is taking this particularly badly. Because she notes with the sadness in her voice, she was 20 years old. And Jefferson quotes some poetry. Now, I don't know what poetry he quotes, whether it's real poetry or it's made up.
Show made.
But it's rather fitting. And it's a rather somber way to see her off. So they just close the viewing shield, and she slowly drifts out of sight towards the black hole. It's sad.
Yeah.
Because
She deserved better.
I wouldn't call the named crew red shirts. We don't find out too much about them, but I think there's enough substance to them that when one of them does die, not counting the 2 unnamed guards, there is an impact there.
Yeah.
It's not just, let's kill a character for the sake of killing a character. Let's kill a character and have it mean something. And Scooty's off here to show that nobody's safe. Because if the 20-year-old can get it, then theoretically so can
nobody's
any of
safe
them.
except for the Doctor and possibly Rose. Because plot armor.
Yes. Also, they do have a thing where, on these space-based stories, the youngest person does tend to die. Or the person that's nearest to the crew tends to die. And this is kind of where it starts in the modern era. 42 is another really good example, where a character basically predicts her own death. Without meaning to. Fun. Maybe one day we'll cover that story. Just checking that's not by a terrible person.
Again?
Sorry?
I say, who wrote that one again?
I hope it's Whithouse.
Oh wait, no, you don't remember who wrote that one?
I'm really hoping it's Whithouse.
It's Chibnall!
Oh! Then we'll definitely cover it. Never. I don't know why people are so down on 42. It's fine. It's not the greatest story ever, but it's fine. Anyway, we move on from Scooty's tragic...
had somebody to tell him no.
We move on really quickly from Scooty's tragic demise because the drill has stopped, which means that the shaft has come to a stop. They've reached their destination.
They're here.
They're here. And the Doctor immediately volunteers to accompany Ida for the mining expedition. And the captain's like, this is breaking every rule we've got, but he allows it because for some reason he trusts the Doctor.
So the Doctor and Ida are going to descend down a vertical shaft.
They do, yeah. Rose is hogging
it's been a while since you said that, hasn't it been?
We're going up and up and up some more.
Down. You're going down.
Yeah, but not in your LP we didn't.
Okay.
That was a vertical shaft, come on now.
Rain, I've said vertical shaft in those videos like every fucking time.
True.
I don't even know what specific reference you're making.
I never did make that compilation of them.
Mega Man 10, Wily's Castle.
Oh yeah.
The Ood have been the non-essential Ood have been confined. Only Denny can override that. He hopes, anyway.
So he thinks.
Rose is hugging the comms, much to the disapproval of the captain. There's a cute moment where she's like, remember to breathe. Breathing's good. Rose, you're not helping. Really, you're not helping. We get a reference to EastEnders of all things.
Hey, that's canon with Doctor Who.
It is canon with Doctor Who, and thanks, I hate it. Because Ida says something like, what is it she says? It's not it'll be fine, is it? She says something and the Doctor's like, oh, don't say that. You're like tempting doom. Let me just get the transcript up.
Forget what it was.
Oh yeah, we've come this far. There's no turning back. And the Doctor says, oh, did you have to say that? No turning back. That's almost as bad as nothing can possibly go wrong, or this is going to be the best Christmas Wolford's ever had.
Hey, Rain, what do dimensions and time and power of the Doctor have in common?
I don't know.
CG trains.
What?
CG trains.
Oh, God! Oh, I hate you. God damn it. God
I'm going to have to actually watch the trailer for Power of the Doctor, aren't
damn it.
I mean, you're gonna watch the episode, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think you're going to watch it. You're just not going to be able to talk about it until your Halloween thing is up.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh, no, sorry. Frez's Halloween thing is up. Yours is next week. I keep getting that mixed up. Damn it. Anyway, we now have 5 minutes to set up something badass. And boy, do we do it. So the Doctor and Ida are now down on the planet of Croptor, on the surface of the planet Croptor.
Well, they're not on the surface. They're down way below near the planet's core.
All right, yeah, they're down below, and they find a carving of the same monster we saw on the holographic screen earlier. But remember that nobody's seen it. No other
passed by Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn inside of this weird transportation.
Stop. The point is, we've seen the Beast on the screen, but no other characters have seen the Beast on the screen, so they don't make the connection between that image on the screen and this carving. But again, it's nice building for what's coming later. They then find a giant trapdoor, that's what they call it, 30 feet minimum in diameter. It's more like a sort of a big stone than a trapdoor. I think we call it an entranceway. I hear snapping. Did something happen?
No.
All right. Yeah, they call it a trapdoor, but it's more like a giant entranceway. But all of that is rendered superfluous because something really bad is happening with the Ood back on the base. Danny is terrified because they're now registering at basic 100. They should be dead.
They're not.
They should be brain dead.
They're here.
But they all stand up. They all stand up as one Ood. And then Toby stands up, and he's possessed again.
Shit.
He directly challenges Mr. Jefferson. He asks if his wife ever forgave him, and then states the answer to the question. No, she never forgave you. Jefferson's freaking out, but he's saying you'll be confined immediately, officer. He doesn't shoot him yet. Also, the guns only pass through organic matter. That's important. Because Rose says, "Oh, you're going to shoot up a base. Isn't that going to kill us all? Because you'll shoot the windows and we'll all be sucked into space." He says, "No, it's okay. It only goes into organic matter." I'm not sure how much that would work in real life, but let's just go with it. So he's pointing the gun at him, and then Toby says the immortal line, "But how many can you kill?" Starts freaking the hell out, screams, and the black lines pass out of Toby and all go into the gathered Ood.
Oh dear.
Well, shit.
And they start
And
advancing.
of course, the Ood are hive mind, which we have to remember.
Yeah, so they're all up. They're all talking in the... Can we just call it the demonic voice for now?
Yeah.
Until we clarify who it belongs to. They declare themselves the Legion of the Beast. And one of them starts moving up the stairs. And Danny's got a guard with him, and the guard does nothing. He just backs off a little bit, and then the Ood flings his translation orb, its translation orb, they're not technically gendered, at the guard's forehead, and he gets electrocuted.
Oh no.
Brain soup.
Oh no, guard number 2. He was my favorite character.
Thankfully, Danny has got some plot armor, so he manages to escape.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for Chibnall improving things.
And our cliffhanger...
We didn't know anything about guard number 1. We didn't know that he was gay and was 2 days to retirement.
He was just about to go on a fishing trip with his relatives too.
Oh, stop it. Our cliffhanger, I remember this. It's still great, even though after all this time. We're basically setting up, we've got the captain isolated in command. We've got Jefferson, the now unpossessed Toby, and the other guard, and Rose together. Danny has fled. And you've got Ida and the Doctor down on the surface of the planet. And that big stone opening starts to slowly move aside. Open up.
Well, it's moving aside because the Ood are saying something.
Yes. And then we hear the voice of the demon declare, "The pit is open, and I am free. Still got chills from that.
All right, Mr. Dramatic.
Well, it is dramatic. I also know you're referencing the episode itself, and I got it this time, so thank you. But no, I can't do Gabriel Wolf's voice justice here. He was the perfect person to hire to voice this villain. He is just brilliant.
He is honestly pretty damn good.
Has he ever appeared, again, on camera, as opposed to a voice coming out of a character? Let's have a quick look. Gabriel Wolf, voice of the Beast. He has not. He has not. Although he may have been the actual body actor for Sutek, so maybe. Yeah, they claim he played Sutek, but voiced the Beast. So I don't know the truth of that, but whatever the truth of that, he is fantastic.
I mean, when has TARDIS Wiki got anything wrong? I mean, they're not truly villainous.
They list his main actor as Gabriel Wolf rather than main voice actor, so I think that's right.
I'll never let it go.
I think it was actually him playing him. Yeah, because with the basic specific says main voice actor Gabriel Wolf and not main actor. Okay, so he has appeared on camera in one Doctor Who story, which we've already covered. Link to which is in the description, because it fits. So how do we follow up with a pretty decent build episode? How about a terrific episode?
Yeah.
How about the Satan Pit? My goodness. And here's the thing I forgot to notice until the internet pointed it out to me. The air date of this particular story is absolutely perfect.
Oh.
It aired on the 6th of June, 2006.
Oh my god, you're shitting me.
I'm not.
No, it aired on the 10th of June.
Huh?
TARDIS Wiki says the 10th.
TARDIS Wiki also says it aired on the 6th of June. What the hell's going on? Hang on.
I'm going to look at Wikipedia.
Oh, the week of. It showed the week of 666. Okay.
The week of. Yeah. Wikipedia says the 10th.
Okay, so they did the closest they could to tying it into the 6th of June. Damn it, that's a shame. That would have been really cool.
I know. Maybe they couldn't get the air date for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, The Omen released around that time. Back when The Omen first came out. For obvious reasons. Because the marketing people knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a thing with 666 in the Impossible Planet too, where it was like they were at coordinates 6 something 6 something 6?
I think that's right. Yes.
Yeah, so basically they're really piling on the whole Satan aspect.
They really are.
With the number of the beast.
So after a brief recap of everything that's happened so far, which we don't need to go through again, we have Mr. Jefferson, the guard, and Rose. Denny joins the little group. Toby's there as well. Goes through door 25. Denny informs them that all of the Ood have gone mad, so there are 50 Ood to avoid. 50 in total.
Sucks.
They open door 25, and the female guard is immediately offed. They even show this in the trailer. Following the Impossible Planet. That's how much we all expected this guard to die, because they showed it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
She also, as I say, doesn't get any real dialogue apart from "yes, sir." I think at least she got that. I don't know if the other guy even got dialogue.
He did get dialogue. His dialogue was "ah!"
Basically, through gritted teeth. So she's gone. They're so concerned about her, she never gets mentioned again.
Right.
Well, she didn't have a name, so
She might as well not have been there the whole time. So we're down to one security officer. Thankfully, it's Mr. Jefferson, who is quite competent. he does what he should have done at the end of part 1. He starts firing at the Ood.
Took him long enough.
While that's happening, the captain's got Ood coming towards him. He manages to seal the doors just in time. He also gets the computer to seal the doors to save Jefferson and company. And then we get a darkly bit of humour where the captain's pointing out that he's got no ammunition. Because Jefferson says,
Well, he's got a bolt gun, but it's only got one
with
bolt.
all of one bolt, take a grand total of 1 Ood. Felt a lot of good that will be. Again,
great. And it's not even mine. It's got the name Chekhov written on it.
Chekhov's bolt gun. Yeah, Chekhov's bolt gun. Just pop that down. Pop that down and just forget about it for the next 30 minutes. So we've lost the guard. We've gained Danny and Toby to the group. Jefferson mentions something about strategy 9, recommended to the captain. So that means that they've got to get everybody together, which makes sense because it's a group of survivors at this point. Get them away from the Ood.
And can we talk about Rose in this?
Yeah.
Is it time to talk about Rose in this?
Oh, you mean the bit where she's talking to the doctor?
No. I mean, Jen. It's Rose once the crisis kicks in.
Oh yeah, she you can tell at this point she's grown into her role as companion.
Rose is fucking awesome in this story.
She is really awesome.
She's like a proto fucking Clara. As soon as shit goes south and it's clear that the doctor's in trouble, she steps the fuck up. And
yeah,
is like, right,
I love this about her.
I'm right. I'm taking charge. You all settle down. You do this.
I love the fact that she doesn't need the doctor to assert herself anymore.
Like, I was really impressed by Rose in this episode.
Yeah. So firstly, she's trying to get the doctor to reply to the comm link. He's still there.
He's just being a jerk about it.
There was a bit of static when the planet started to move in orbit. Also, the planet's now falling into the black hole, or moving slowly towards the black hole. So that's an added danger right there.
Well, it stops at a point, but
it does. But that's an added danger right there, as if it wasn't bad enough for these poor people. Ida's alive. The doctor's alive. There's a chasm left where the pit opened up. They don't know whether or not they should go down it because they can't see where the hell it ends. They haven't got...
I love the doctor's speech here.
Oh, yes.
I just love it.
Where they're trying to basically say, it's the beast. It says Satan. There's no such thing. And he's telling Rose, come on, keep it together. And Rose is begging him, saying, tell me there's no such thing. Please, Doctor, tell me the devil doesn't exist. He doesn't actually
answer.
Respond straight away. Not until the devil starts talking to him directly. Ida is ordered to withdraw from the planet. Which means that Ida and the Doctor have got to get back up there and withdraw back. But she points out, but the dude's there. It's not much better. I'm giving you an order, Ida. I just turns off the communicator.
And then, do you have the transcript of the doctor's speech?
Oh, God. About I am the temptation?
Yes.
Yeah, I love this. So Ida's not actually, done this to disobey her captain. She's done this to buy herself time to think.
She really wants to go down there.
She does.
Really wants to go.
Yeah. So Ida says, what do you think? Doctor says, it said, I am the temptation. Well, if there's something down there, why is it still hiding? Maybe we open the prison, but not the cell. Ida really wants to go down. We should go down. I go, what about you? The doctor goes, oh, in a second. But then again, that is so human. Where angels fear to tread, even now standing on the edge. It's that feeling you get, right? Right at the back of your head, that impulse, that strange little impulse, that mad little voice saying, go on, Go on. Go over. Go on. Maybe it's relying on that. For once in my life, Officer Scott, I'm going to say retreat. Oh, no, I know I'm getting old.
It's like when even the doctor says, "No, we ain't doing this," you know something's bad.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of which, Jefferson wants to execute Toby.
I mean, I can see why.
Quarantine. And he did bring the thing on board, and it did infect the Ood, and it did start killing people. He's lost his two security officers that were so important to this base.
Yeah, what's her face and his name here?
Yeah. You know, and thingamajig.
Them and what's it?
And now I'm hungry, thank you. It's a brand of crisps, look it up later.
I know.
Rose stops Jefferson from shooting Toby by basically saying, if you shoot him, you got to shoot me first. Again, she's a badass.
And Jefferson's like, okay, and then shoots them both, and then the episode ends.
No. That would be a moment, but no. Instead, he says, okay, but at first sign of trouble, I'm going to shoot him. And Rose comforts Toby, who says that he had rage and fury and death raging in his brain. It was the devil. Yeah.
Ooh.
So strategy 9 is kind of horrible, as it turns out, thanks to Ida here.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
They're gonna basically do Battlestar Galactica rules here.
They're gonna do what I do on Faster Than Light whenever I have intruders on board. Huddle up all your people in one area and then open the airlocks.
Yeah, and suck out all the intruders into the vacuum of space. So they go to go back up in the capsule, and then we get an amazing confrontation without there being a face-to-face confrontation. It's a vocal confrontation, but this is such a good scene. They go in the capsule, they're about to go up, and then the power goes out. And you just hear the voice, we'll just call him the voice for now. This is the darkness. This is my domain.
Well, the screen also comes on showing all the Ood.
Yeah. And they do a really cool thing here where the voice is now speaking on top of the Ood who are speaking. You can hear both of them together. Just a really nice touch. Because something is talking through the Ood, as the captain rightly points out. And he declares that all of them will die. This planet is your grave. Toby is freaking out because he's heard the voice before. It's him, it's him, it's him. And then this is the bit I love so much. The Doctor is not frightened of the devil. The Doctor directly challenges the devil, as you do.
Yes, you do.
He says, answer me one question. If you're the beast, which one are you? And he lists a whole bunch of real religions and made-up religions. The Church of the Tin Vagabond, which sounds like a Sideman religion to me. I don't know if that was the intention. I think they just came up with a bunch of interesting-sounding titles. So which devil are you then? And he just replies, all of them. So you're the truth behind the myth. And he starts to psychoanalyze the crew.
I know your deepest, darkest secrets. Ooh.
He calls the Doctor the killer of his own kind. Which, at this point in the narrative, yes, he was. Yeah. We also have the soldier haunted by the eyes of his wife. That's, of course, Jefferson. The captain so scared of command. Not entirely false. The scientist still running from Daddy. That's Ida. As we pointed out, her father was originally in the first draft of the script of Planet of the Ood. As was Ida. The little boy who lied. That's Danny. The virgin. That's Toby.
Damn. And,
of course, the lost girl. So far away from home. The valiant child who will die in battle so very soon.
remember. Was this before or after Bad Wolf?
This is
After.
Bad Wolf.
Okay.
Post Bad Wolf.
In fact,
Okay.
there is, somewhere in this too, the captain makes a reference to the Torchwood.
That's when he says, "This is Zachary Crossflame representing the Torchwood Archive. You will identify yourself." Yes.
So, woo!
There's your Torchwood mention for this particular story.
Which, what the fuck does Torchwood have to do with any of this in retrospect? But who cares?
Well, what the hell did Bad Wolf have to do with all the mentions it got in Series 1?
Because it was her scattering across her own timeline.
And this was the TARDIS trying to warn the Doctor about the role Torchwood would play in the finale. I don't know.
I don't buy that, but it doesn't.
Clara Splinters did it.
This was the TARDIS trying to warn the Doctor the Cyberwoman is coming.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, Cat. How would the TARDIS warn the Doctor unless...
So,
I don't know. Maybe it's fucking sentient.
You will die and I will live, says the voice. And here's the bit that was not in the trailer and was going to be in the trailer, because the Ood on the screen is replaced by the Beast's face. And this time, everyone sees it, apart from the Doctor and Ida, obviously. But everyone viewing the screen sees it, and they're like, what the hell is that thing? And originally, and this is the story that Russell T Davies talks about with some amusement on the commentary for the episode. That was originally the final shot of the trailer for the Satan Pit. And it was deemed too scary for children, so they toned it down a little bit. It was originally, you will die...
Yes, because heaven forbid that Satan be scary.
You will die and I will live. Then it would have shown the Satan voice, and it would have gone, BBC Wales! And he said, that's a little bit too much, so we changed it. I think, because this first official appearance of it is a big deal, I like the fact they didn't show it in the trailer, actually. You don't have to play your entire hand, guys. You can leave some things out. And they do. So Toby had that thing inside his head the whole time. People are then sort of talking over each other and panicking. The Doctor, of course, is the voice of reason.
The voice of reason being, shut the fuck up!
Just stop and think for a moment. He then starts like growing. Everyone's talking, so he just grabs the comms and puts feedback through it, and everyone just stops. And the Doctor makes a good point and says, that thing is playing on very basic fears. Darkness, childhood nightmares, everything like that. That's how the devil works, says Danny. Yeah, or a good psychologist, says the Doctor. And Ida's saying, how did you know about my father? And here's the great thing. The Doctor says, okay, but what makes his version of the truth any better than mine? Because I'll tell you what I can see. Humans. Brilliant humans. Humans who travel all the way across space, flying in a tiny little rocket, right into the orbit of a black hole, just for the sake of discovery. That's amazing. So, he's trying to give them a pep talk. He's trying to help them. And then he says that the Beast is alone, we are not. We have one advantage. If we use that to fight against him, and he doesn't get to finish that sentence, because the cable snaps.
Dun dun dun.
And they get out of the capsule just in time for it to be destroyed by the cable.
Because it's apparently 10 miles of length of super heavy cable.
Yeah, the whiplash effect on that would be immense.
Yeah. So they're stuck down there. They've only got... what was it?
55 minutes of oxygen.
Thank you.
Which is going down much more rapidly than it should. So they're alive, but they're alive, but they're stuck down there.
We're alive, but we're dead.
Rose is trying to get them to
my God,
bring them back. So if they're 10 miles down, we haven't got another cable. So they are well and truly stuck down there. And then the captain's got more problems because he can hear sounds coming from the door. And they are cutting through the bolts on the door. Now the captain's all right. Sorry.
I think it was right after this. Everybody's obviously panicking, and Rose is like, guys, shut up. Why
Yeah.
do you think that thing cut the doctor off? Because he was right.
Yeah, he was making sense. Talk your way out of this.
That's that proto-Clara bullshit I am thriving on.
She's great in this second part.
Oh,
She
good.
is.
Holy shit.
She has a couple of nice moments in part 1, but part 2, she really comes into her own. Because the doctor's absent. She has to step up.
And she does wonderful with it.
The
Holy
doctor
shit.
chooses her companions for a reason. And God, did he make the right choice with Rose.
Yes.
So she realizes what the doctor meant by the captain pushing buttons. Press the right buttons and they can get out. And so between them, the remaining crew and Rose figure out a plan. They can use the rocket's supply of power, reroute it, and they can get the lights back on, which they do. Now, Strategy 9's out of the window, because it needs 100% power for that. So we're not going to commit genocide. Woohoo!
Well, Danny, in the meantime, comes up with a way to get rid of the Ood. If they broadcast the telepathic flare, they can reduce the field to 0, which would disrupt their brains, but they have to go to Ood habitation for that.
Yeah, they would cause a brainstorm that would knock them out. It would probably kill them at this stage, but they are just trying to survive. It's not a case of...
I mean, they're only slaves. What does it matter if they die?
It's not a case of let's kill the aliens, though, is it?
Right.
It's a case of we've got to survive.
I know, but still, it's still weird.
It is ethically grey, I agree.
You're right to call it out. But again, as we said, Planet of the Huge was made to call it.
Yeah.
So... while that's all going on, they're going to basically make a path through the ventilation shafts, get to the Ood habitation, and knock them all out with this brainstorm. Meanwhile, with Ida and the Doctor stranded, Ida's got the cable. She knows she's going to die. She doesn't want her last moments to be in vain. So she figures out that the drum was disconnected in the crash. So they could adapt it, put it down the pit, and abseil down. And the Doctor says that's half of a great plan. The other half is I go down and not you.
Yeah.
Because of course he does.
Because it's the Doctor.
They don't know how long the pit goes down. They've got 10 miles of cable to work with. Let's work with that. We then get our action sequence. It's Alien.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad adaptation of Alien. So basically, they've got to get to where they've got to get to. Jefferson brings up the rear guard, and it will fire at the Ood to get too close. And essentially, it's just a big action sequence. Not much to really say. That the captain is guiding them from his control room. They've not broken into his control room just yet, so he's got a bit more time. He mentions the security
But we should
frame.
also mention that during this, the reason that it's so hectic is because there's no air down where they're trying to get to Ood habitation. So Zach here is extending the oxygen field so that it follows them. So obviously there's a bit of, issue with that.
Yeah. So he's going to have to manually direct the oxygen, move it around as they come through it. So they've got like a time limit.
Yeah.
They've got to be in the right sections of the ventilations at the right time to have the oxygen to keep on going. There's a bit of banter even inside the ventilation shaft between Rose and Danny. I like the bit about stop complaining. And then Rose keeps parroting what Jefferson's saying. It's like, stop complaining. Jefferson says stop complaining. I heard, he heard. But the air's getting convinced. He's complaining now. I heard. It's like pure who's on first, but I kind of love it. So they start oxygenating each section by section. But then the Ood get into the vent to really make it more perilous. That's when Jefferson stays behind to shoot them. Defensive position.
This is after they make the flare program and it's on a memory card and everything. And then they're trying to get out of there. So mission accomplished, but they just have some pursuers.
Yes, some very dangerous pursuers.
Yeah.
Jefferson maintains defensive position because, that's his job. The other three get through the gate. Unfortunately for Jefferson, he's a bit slow. The others get to the gate in time. He doesn't. The gate closes just as he gets to it. And there's a sad moment where he says, "Regret to inform you, sir, I was a bit slow." So he has unfortunately failed to escape.
And he makes one final request.
Oh yeah, this is very sad.
Captain, can you please remove the oxygen so he can die before he's killed by the Ood?
Yeah, he can't add oxygen to the section because that would cut it off for the others. But he can speed up its removal. Because he wants to choose the manner of his departure, and he thinks that lack of air seems more actual than death by Ood. We don't see it. We just hear a hiss, and we see Jefferson's life signs disappear.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Unlike the others, he actually died for a reason. He bought time for the others. He did his job to the end.
Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
He's not a red shirt, is the point I'm making.
I know, I'm just saying.
He has died, but he's not a red shirt.
I mean, I kind of wish that the episode went in that direction, where every death meant something. I mean, with Scooty and Jefferson it does, but then it's like, oh look, random guard goes and falls over dead.
They do try to humanize and make these people actually matter.
And then you have guard number 1 and 2.
Apart from those two.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's... Well, it's not perfect.
Everyone important to you is alive. Hey, we're here and we're dead. Everyone important. Okay, so where are we? Right, so back down on the planet, the Doctor has gone into the down the shaft.
I really love this because it's just so introspective.
Yeah, because
all the real action's happening up there with Rose, the Doctor's just like meditating and philosophizing while he's on a cable in a dark pit.
Yeah, they talk about belief and religion and what they think's out there when you die. It's a really somber scene, actually.
Shit, almost,
While that's going on, the remaining survivors, minus the late Mr. Jefferson, get to where they've got to go, but unfortunately for them, the gate's blocked off. So Rose says, right, go up. And they open up the floor. Denny gets out, Rose gets out. Toby is a little bit too slow, and the Ood are advancing on him, and this is a beautiful reveal. He just turns around to one of the Ood, to the camera, essentially, puts a finger to his lips and goes, shh.
He's got red eyes here, so it's like...
Red eyes, but not the writing.
And then he turns back up and he's normal. He's like, oh, help me.
Yeah, oh my God, help me. So he was still possessed this whole time.
Yeah.
It's a really nice way of showing that. Long story short, they managed to do what they were planning to do. They do knock the Ood out of commission for a little bit, at least. Just as they break through to the captain, and he gets the bolt gun, he's about to fire it, and then the Ood start having really bad headaches and spasms, and they just fall over and unconscious.
Yay! I mean, bad for them, but also
yeah, very bad for them. But our survivors manage to survive, and it's just as Rose gets to the captain's room that the Doctor makes a decision, a leap of faith, if you will. because he says they run out of cable as they're having their conversation. I suppose they were doing it to pass the time. Also using up the oxygen, but never mind about that. Small detail. It stops. The doctor says there's about 30 feet left. I can survive 30 feet, so you think he's going to drop. Ida tries to stop him to bring him back up. He either presses the button or uses the sonic.
I think it's the button. Yeah, I don't think he whips out the sound this episode.
Yeah. So he says, well, we're just going to sit here, run out of air. I've got to go down. Ida doesn't want to die on her own, but he has to go down there and see what it is. He asks Ida if she's got any sort of faith or religion. She says not really. His religion is that he believes he hasn't seen everything. Which is less of a religion but more of a faith and a belief.
I mean, pretty much anything you can turn into a religion as long as you have faith and belief in it.
He's also really struggling with the idea that this beast came before the universe. Like, beyond the universe, he could just about believe that. But before the universe doesn't fit his rules. And then we get the moment.
Not the one from Day of the Doctor.
No.
No. Rose is up there.
Yeah, this is just before Rose gets to the communicator. He says, if they get back in touch, if you manage to talk to Rose, just tell her. And he pauses. Tell her. Oh, she'd know. And he just falls.
Damn.
The framing on this is perfect. He just falls into the abyss. Just as he does this, you hear Rose saying, "Are you there, Doctor? Can you hear me?" And I just says, "He's gone." And what do you mean he's gone? He fell into the pit. I don't know how deep it is. I couldn't stop him. He said your name. And Rose is devastated by this.
And that's the end of Doctor Who. Join us next time where we do something completely different.
No. She's devastated by the loss of her friend. And obviously she wants him to be more than a friend. The captain does this time show sympathy. Because he has to take charge and get back at the communicator, but it's not like, give me that. It's like, I'm sorry. And he really means it this time. You can tell. Then he says that Ida, we can't get you out there, so I'm sorry. We've got to abandon the base. No one will come here again. Ida's upset that nothing will... they'll never find out what it was. Maybe that was the best. And that's the last time that they'll talk. So she wishes them good luck. So they're going to leave. The Ood are still on the base. It's time that the mission is declared unsafe. Let's go home. There's a rocket. Because they've lost quite a few people, there's space for Rose. And
Although Rose does not want to go.
Can you blame her?
No.
She doesn't want to go. She really is marrying the Doctor in this one.
Yeah. He's not dead. I'm telling you he's not. And if he was, how could I leave him on his own all the way down there? And she says, I'll stay. And the captain apologises and then tranquilises her.
She is knocked the fuck out.
He is actually, trying to be practical here. He doesn't want to lose another person.
He's trying to save as many people as he possibly can.
I can't blame him. He's being the captain. He's stepping up. What's that line from Shakespeare? Some men are born great, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Well, in this case, he's stepping up to the plate. He's asserting himself in a crisis, and he's making sure that Rose survives. So the crew carrying Rose's unconscious body are making their way to the rocket. The Oods start to move because the telepathic field is reasserting itself, so that's not good.
Yeah.
Gotta get out of here quick.
Yeah, so they get to the rocket, they strap in. Rose starts to stir. And as the rocket takes off, do you remember Chekhov's bolt gun?
Yeah.
For some reason, the captain... I don't know why he did this.
Because plot.
Because of the plot, but for some peculiar reason, he kept the bolt gun with it. Maybe a souvenir, I don't know.
He might have kept it because the Ood were starting to wake up, and if any of them happened to get up a little faster, then
True.
at least he could shoot that one.
Well, with Jefferson gone, they lost the one gun they had.
Not that he had much ammo left, I don't think.
Although it was running out of ammunition, as you say, yes. So I suppose it was to have some sort of weapon, any sort of weapon, if they encountered resistance. Although one bolt, not much of a weapon that is.
Still better than nothing.
Yeah. So Rose grabs the bolt gun, threatens to shoot
Oh wait,
the captain.
shit! This really is Alien because they have bolt guns in the Alien series.
Yeah, and as I said, the chef sequence is the ventilation chef is very Alien indeed. Like almost lifted verbatim from it, actually. So yeah, the bolt gun, she aims it at the captain. So take me back to the planet, or I'll shoot you. And the captain is not is a poker player because he says, "Would you, Ro? Is that what the Doctor would want?" And then they can't go back anyway because the planet's falling into the black hole.
Yeah. But it's okay because Toby's absolutely thrilled that they're escaping. That's fantastic.
Oh god, yeah, he's actually laughing.
And certainly Rose should not actually question how easy it was for them to escape. I mean, why would the Beast just let them go when he could have killed him several times? And of course, Toby's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're going to be behind the road they reach the black hole in 40:39. So we'll get back to them in a few minutes because we now have the big confrontation. And the reason why I love this episode so damn much.
Okay, go up.
Now, the sad thing is, we no longer hear the voice of Gabriel Wolf. Well, actually, no, apart from the little bit with Toby at the end. But apart from that, we don't hear the voice of Gabriel Wolf anymore. Because the Doctor has survived his fall, quelle surprise. The faceplate of his suit has smashed open. But there's oxygen down here.
Handy.
And he's not got any broken bones, so there was an air cushion to support the fall. So if Ida had gone down with him, she'd have lived.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It was really a leap. It really was a leap of faith.
Yeah. So do you remember how I said that, there's some really cool lore surrounding this whole two-part story? But this is lore done right. This is not lore like the nerd type lore. This is lore like building up the history of this civilization that Toby kept talking about in part 1. And the Doctor comes across some paintings on the wall. And the painting is telling a story. A big battle, man against beast. He's talking about this to Ida in case she can hear him. She can't. But he doesn't know that. The beast was defeated. They imprisoned it. And then we cut to 2 urns, which are just sitting there on pedestals, basically. Which is a bit weird, isn't it? And the Doctor says, maybe that's the key, or the gate, or the bars. And he touches one of the urns. I think it's by the handle, isn't it? I can't remember.
Just touches him.
Yeah. And they both start lighting up. And we get the big reveal.
CGI.
Yeah, but very good CGI.
Show!
This CGI is excellent. It's on the screen right now. Look at it.
That sure is the devil.
Just look at the magnificence of the CGI. This is where I get to talk about a fun behind the scenes bit, though.
Oh boy.
I think I know this anecdote. Because...
It's a funny one. So, as you know, Doctor Who and the budget do not have the best relationship.
Doctor Who has a budget?
And this episode was towards the back end of the shooting block. As you said, Fear Her came before this in production. And Fear Her has the budget of a 10 pence piece.
Fear Her has a budget?
Because Stephen Fry's episode fell through. It just would have cost too much to make, and then he didn't end up making it at all. But that's a story for another time.
Scribble something in. That's it.
So they were running over budget. They had a real big problem though, because they had to have a scene where the Doctor confronted the Beast. Of course they did. We've been building up to this for 1 hour 20 minutes. So Russell T Davies is sitting there thinking, what do we have down there? We've got to have him confront something. And for some reason, his mind kept flicking to a little girl. The Beast is a little girl. And he tells this story with some amusement on the commentary for the DVD. Just the idea that he goes down there, the Doctor, and you hear this little girl say, "Doctor, you've come here at last!" Anyway, long story short, they removed a CGI sequence from the finale episode instead. Do you remember the bit where the Daleks have escaped they're about to escape the Genesis Ark because 20 women's touched it?
Yeah.
And they say, we've got to get on the roof. And then they just say, we could just take the lift. Well, originally they didn't take the lift. Originally, they took a sun glider.
Okay.
Which was a big, heavy CGI sequence. But they thought, you know what? We don't need that. We do need a big, impressive Beast. Let's reroute the budget. And they did.
I'm still so shocked that Doctor Who has a budget.
Yeah. So that's the story behind this amazing CGI that you can see on the screen right now. And I'm so glad they did it. Because a little girl would have been funny. A little girl would have been funny, but we don't want funny here. This is meant to be serious. And my God, it's serious, because the Doctor is having an existential crisis at this point. He accepts that the creature exists. Not what it is, but that it physically exists. And he rattles through a bunch of questions to the Beast. Like, I don't understand. You gave me a safe landing and passage down here. What do you need me for? Is there a ritual? And then he shouts, speak to me, tell me. Why won't you talk? No. Why can't you talk? Yeah, this is a lovely reason why the Beast can't talk anymore.
It's because its mind isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally just the animal left behind.
The Doctor's just talking to the body.
The mind is in Toby.
The physical form and the intelligent voice, the brilliant mind has disappeared, and it's still in Toby, as you rightly say.
I know you built this up as the Doctor and the Great Confrontation, but is he really confronting anything beyond the thing that goes wrong?
That's the genius of it, though.
Yeah.
Do you know who he's actually confronting? Himself.
You know what probably would have made this a little bit better? If they didn't give the reveal that Toby was possessed.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's like, where's your mind gone? And then you cut to Toby on the spaceship.
Yeah, that would be a good... not bad, but I love the whole shh thing, so I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah. But also... So here's a fun thing. If the Doctor's not confronting the real Beast and instead is just confronting the mindless husk, then who's going to be confronting the actual devil in this story?
Oh God, yeah.
Hi, Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, do you have any more down here?
Basically, just as I say, the thing the Doctor is really confronting is not the devil or the Beast or whatever the hell is in the pit. He's confronting his own hope, his own fears and doubts.
It's very, very Neil Gaiman, the way that it's like, the devil's an idea, and I need to confront my own ideas and prejudices.
I love it so much. An idea is hard to kill, but the mind can escape. That's it. It wasn't you that gave me safe passage down here. It was your jailers.
Yeah.
They need someone alive because if you're escaping, you have to be stopped. And here is the final gambit, because the Doctor gets a rock. I'm going to smash the urn, destroy your prison, destroy your body, take your mind with it, and just as he raises the rock, the devil starts laughing.
Oh wait, that would kill Rose. I have to sacrifice Rose.
Yeah, the devil is clever enough. Sorry, the beast is clever enough to use the whole system against him. If you destroy the planet,
I love this part though.
this is so good, isn't it?
Wait, you mean that the system is the problem, and it's not just the people who use and abuse the system? Who would have thought that?
But basically, if he destroys the gravity field, the rocket will get caught in it, and everyone in that will die. And that includes
They get sucked
Rose.
into the black hole.
Yeah.
But I love this part where the Doctor just looks at the beast and says, that implies that Rose is a victim.
Yeah. In this grand scheme of gods and devils, that she's just a victim. Here's where he earns his money, by the way. I've seen a lot of this universe. I've seen fake gods, bad gods, demigods, would-be gods, and out of that whole pantheon, if I believe in one thing, just one thing, I believe in her. Bang!
Holy fuck!
Yeah, you see why I like this so much?
Like, okay, but like, you could almost do that with Capaldi and Clara.
You totally could.
Holy shit! I mean, it very much fits Tennant more than Capaldi, but either way, he believes in her enough that he smashes the thing, and this is the thing that's keeping the thing and the planet in check, and so it all goes haywire. The rocket's gonna get sucked into the black hole, and then Toby starts freaking the fuck out and showing the beast's true colors.
Yeah. Before that, we get another great line, which I have actually used on 2 occasions when being confronted by anti-vaxxers.
Can I get the resolution of this climax when it comes?
Do you mean the bit in the rocket?
Yes.
Oh god, I love this too.
But what do you say?
I was just saying that the Doctor says, this is your freedom, free to die. You're going into that black hole and I'm riding along with you. And then he just he's like a sort of mocking, scary face.
Because the devil goes, brrr,
yeah,
and the Doctor's just like, and bleh.
Well, the beast is on fire at this point, and not in the rock way.
And, Toby on the rocket is freaking out.
What the hell's he doing? And the rocket.
Fire, death, and fury! I am the evilly goddess.
Okay,
Blah.
so the actor that plays Toby, he had to do such a good job here because he doesn't do the voice. That's Gabriel Wolfe. But he has to act it like it's his own voice.
He has to act.
Which is not an easy thing for an actor to do, I'm guessing.
No.
Act like it's not your own voice coming out of you. And he just goes for it.
At one point he breathes fire.
Yeah, well that's obviously CGI, but I'm talking about his movement and his facial expressions.
He's just freaking out in this chair. And then, like I said, the Doctor down there just confronted the mind, the body of the beast. Who's confronting the mind? The other Doctor in the story.
Yeah.
Rose. Who picks up Chekhov's bolt gun, aims at the view screen of the ship, and says, "Go to hell!"
And then unfastens Toby's seatbelt.
Yeets him out of the airlock.
He goes flying.
Holy shit!
This is such a good ending.
Go Rose.
Rose MVP.
Rose is MVP for sure, yeah. Also, the
And,
one time she get away with saying "go to hell" because it fits.
Okay, well,
They managed to.
She's MVP. Can we get a replay of that?
And he's still alive because he's the devil, but
No, Frez. The voice of the beast is Gabriel. It's not Jack Black.
I do not.
Oh god, that's okay. I know people are saying Chris Pratt's such a bad Mario voice, but can we give some props to Jack Black as Bowser?
Yes, we can.
Honestly, I hate to say it. I still want to see the movie because it looks so damn good.
I probably will just for Bowser.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see the Mario movie? I already got that on tape at my house.
No.
No.
You made that joke
No.
up the day the trailer launched. I hated it then. I hate it now. No. Bad Fresno.
Come on.
No.
Bad Fresno. I can't believe that's the first ever video game film.
I can.
Because
They sucked for a while.
That might have been a quiz question on The Chase this week. Also, a thing I never expected to hear on The Chase, a reference to Mission into the Unknown.
Oh my god.
The planet Kemble.
Oh my Christ.
Good God.
Back to this. Here, have some Deus Ex Machina, because what does the Doctor find down there as everything's blowing?
It's the TARDIS!
Hey!
I'm fine with this.
I don't use Deus Ex Machina as like a pejorative here. I mean it as like sort of a cute thing, because this is the devil, you know. Oh, it's God from the
Yeah.
yeah.
And how do you beat him? How about a blessing from God?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. See?
And I love the Doctor's reaction to finding it. He just laughs.
Yeah, because he gets knocked down by the gravity fluctuating, and he lands against this thing, and he looks up and he sees the TARDIS, and he just lights up.
Also, just to reiterate what you see about Rose being the Doctor in this situation, they managed to shut an emergency shield to seal the breach of the rocket, and Toby / the Beast is still falling into the black hole, so he's gone. But the captain says, we can't escape the black hole. Rose just says grimly, but we stopped him. That's what the Doctor would have done.
Yeah. But, don't worry. They'll be fine.
Ida's passing out from lack of oxygen. The poor Rude are just huddling with each other.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's...
But, yeah, the ship is about to go in the black hole, and then doesn't.
No. They're turning around.
The Doctor saved the day.
Yeah.
Thanks to the TARDIS.
Your Deus Ex Machina is that the TARDIS is not affected by black holes because the Time Lords invented them.
Wait, the Time Lords invented black holes?
That's what he says.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I
Omega,
forgot that part.
You remember Omega?
My people practically invented black holes. As a matter of fact, they did.
Yeah, but either way, he pulls him out, and, he's going to do a trade. I get Rose Tyler, and you get Ida Scott, who's alive and well in my ship. Hooray!
Yeah, she's oxygen starved, but she'll survive. The Ood are not so fortunate.
Which, again, yeah, he wasn't able to save them in time. 2 years from now, he'll do something.
I have a problem with this because he could have saved them. You said
it's not like he has a time machine
yeah.
or anything.
He can't he can't cross his own. What?
He's not. He was never on the base in that time.
Yeah.
What?
He was never on the base when the Ood went red-eye.
Whatever. It's a moral failing.
I know. And he does take it. He does take it personally. He does try to be better because of it, as you'll see in Planet of the Ood. So Ida survives. Her follow-up was never written, or rather, was scrapped, as we know that.
Sucks.
We never find out what the beast actually was. Was it the devil? Was it not? I think we beat it. And you know what? Right decision. Not everything has to be explained. You can take it was the literal devil. You can take it like it was a devil-like creature. It was a big, powerful alien. It was the truth behind the myth.
It was the flying spaghetti monster.
It was the flying spaghetti monster. It can basically be whatever you want it to be.
Not everything has to be explained, which Chris Chibnall is testing to its limits by not resolving a goddamn thing in 2 weeks.
Also, the people that write the Time War stories and actually bother to explain what the hell the horrors of the Time War were.
Of course, but so I do like one bit at the end of the episode where the captain gives his log that Toby died, deceased with honors, and then he gives the Ood deceased with honors. So he's finally recognizing this individual and not just mind this cattle to serve me tea and food.
That's the
Maybe
final...
he always thought of them that way. Maybe he's a friend of the Ood, and he just had to comply with what everybody else was doing.
I know that Ida didn't get to come back because it just didn't work out. I wish this character had returned as well.
Yeah.
He kind of did in Big Finish.
Oh.
Well, because they kind of can't use John Barrowman anymore for reasons.
Really?
They have expanded out
reasons.
the Torchwood audios to include different characters. And so he's one of them because he was representing the Torchwood Archive.
Very cool.
So they brought him back. He's a good actor, and I'm glad he got more work out of it. Wow, that sounds snarky as hell. Sorry. It wasn't meant to be an insult, but it kind of turned into one. Also, Rose says to the Doctor, it said I was going to die in battle. And Doctor just says, it lied.
It did not lie.
It didn't lie, but it also didn't tell the truth.
I mean...
They actually do... This actually does play into the finale, funny enough.
Yeah, because her name
She still doesn't die.
Her name is on the list of the dead in the Battle of Canary Wharf.
Officially, she dies. She doesn't die, and yet officially she does. It's fine. Also, the Doctor's final line is great because Ida says, "You never really said who are you really, you two? Oh, the stuff of legend."
Mm-hmm.
And they also, hint that maybe they were going to see Ida again, and as I say, it fell through. And with Zachary Crossflane announcing the people that have all died in the mission, including all the
much like the end of Alien.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's a rip-off, but it's still great. So that's the end of The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. Who would like to go first?
I think you should. It's your baby.
Yeah,
fair enough. I have been bursting to talk about this. I think you can tell from my voice, and I'm sorry I talked for so long, because usually I try to let you get a word in edgeways.
I never felt that way. I talked what I wanted.
Okay, as long as you don't think I was drowning you out unfairly, that's fine.
No,
I've been playing with slime this entire time, so I'm distracted.
I've been playing with care.
I'm so glad my voice is so compelling that you played with slime for 2 hours while I was talking about it. It's obvious.
Sorry, what did you say? I was playing with slime.
Touche. It
glows in the dark.
I'm sure you can all tell, if you're still listening at this point, that I really, really love these 2 episodes of Doctor Who. In particular, Part 2, The Satan Pit. The Impossible Planet is good, and it's required to set up the Satan Pit. And it has its moments. Scooty's death is really sad. Particularly the fact that she was 20... And horrible. Particularly the fact that she's 20 years of age only. But everything that happens is to set up Part 2, and Part 2 delivers in bucket loads. Rose Tyler, MVP, but David Tennant as the Doctor is terrific. Gabriel Wolf as the voice of the Beast is terrific. The supporting cast, Toby, Ida, Zach, Mr. Jefferson, they all get something to do. They all contribute. Danny, well, he comes up with the plan, doesn't he? He does come up with the plan to get them out of there. But I don't think he's nearly as memorable as the other members of the expedition. Yes, it's alien as hell. Of course it is. We've pointed that out several times. But damn it, The Satan Pit is still my favourite episode of David Tennant Doctor Who. There, it hasn't changed. I thought it might. I thought I might be, giving it too favourable a look. I wasn't favourable enough about it. God damn, this is awesome. But that's just my opinion.
That's your onion. Yes. Would you like my onion?
Is it that I'm completely wrong and this sucks?
You're mostly right. It's very good. Impossible Planet is good and Satan Pit is pretty fantastic. But what I like is with Impossible Planet, you've got the alien riffs, but also watching the first part there, I felt riffs of another spooky movie, Event Horizon. Y'all ever see that one?
I have not.
It's got
Neither have I, but I know the premise.
Yeah, it's got Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne. There's a haunted ship. There's satanic bullshit that's going on. Basically the same sort of sci-fi satanic vibe is going on here. And I like that. And Satan Pit also has some wonderful bits. Especially love that Rose gets to take charge and be doctorish. And that David Tennant spends the episode in a more introspective, sort of metaphysical mood. of thinking of faith and the devil as an idea and all this other fun stuff. Now, I don't call it my favorite of all time because I can't forgive the Ood thing. I can't. It's fucking horrific. Now, as I said, Planet of the Ood came out 2 years later and does address this, and I love Planet of the Ood for that, but that doesn't erase the gross feeling I get listening to those lines about the Ood that were just aired there uncritically, like, oh yeah, they're a slave race. Let's have a traditional monster adventure. They're pretty good, not without their flaws, but pretty good. And those flaws were addressed later, so take that with a grain of salt. Throw on some Planet of the Ood right after. You'll have a good time for spooky season. Cat?
So I started with some glow-in-the-dark glue, and then I got this special activator from Elmer's, which was fluffy slime activator. And then oh wait, you mean about the episode, not my slime. Okay. It's a good two-parter. It's a lot of, I don't want to say fun in the traditional sense, but it's more fun in that you have that spooky bit to it, which is, something that Doctor Who, I don't think does a whole lot, where it's actually kind of scary. It's like you had stuff like Sleep No More, which obviously I love still, and, don't at me about that. But it definitely has, the spookiness, it has the possession aspect, the idea of, like, is Satan real? Is this just a monster? It has Rose being an absolute badass in it. 10th Doctor, not always good, but in this one he is very good. I'm not saying that against, like David Tennant. I'm saying that against, like, sometimes the stories aren't that great. Like, he got to save a whole bunch of people. We got, like, these really cool resolutions, and, it's not my favorite. That's reserved entirely for Brainiac. I'm not sure if I even have a favorite, unless it's, like, during the Donna years. But otherwise, really fun, really good. Nice choice.
I'm really glad you both found things to like about it.
Let's say Planet of the Ood, Cat. It both has Donna in it and gets that political redemption. There you go.
Yeah.
and Planet of the Ood is a great follow-up to this.
Yeah,
as I say, there are objectively there are better episodes of Doctor Who. Personally, Satan Pit's still my favourite of Tennant's era.
I don't fault you for that. I really don't. So, what are we doing next time here?
Why don't you ask Kat?
Yeah, what do we got?
Is your pick spooky?
Oh yeah, it's spooky, but not for the traditional ways that you understand.
Oh no!
Because
I think we still have one Colin Baker to do.
Oh, we're gonna finish Colin fucking Baker?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait. Well, it's not spooky, but it's a good. I mean, Kat, you misunderstand. This is like we saved the good Colin Baker.
Yeah, we did.
I know. Basically, I wanted to give you guys something good before we had to deal with Chibnall. But also, I wanted to be somewhat spooky, in which case, Colin Baker.
I'm fine with Vengeance on Varos.
So yes, we're going to do Vengeance on Varos.
Hey!
Did not mean to steal your thunder there, I'm sorry. At least I didn't say next time.
No, I mean, it's fine. I still have my thunder. Here, let me grab it for you.
Oh, no. Said it, regretted it immediately, knew I could do nothing to stop it.
Oh, boy. So, we're going to finish the Colin Baker televised era.
That will be our second Doctor down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad about
I know, but at some point we have to get to the end of a run.
Everything has an end. Everything dies, Rose.
Oh. Oh god, yeah. I let go of my favorite Doctor when we did Survival, and now you're going to let go of your favorite Doctor when you do Vengeance on Varos.
At some point in the year 2030, we'll get to the end of Tom Baker.
Oh god. At some point, if we're not driven insane by all the bad shit, we'll get to the end of Peter Davison.
Hey, he's still got some good stories left.
Oh, wait till we get to the end of William Hartnell.
Oh, well,
He's still got some good stuff left.
Correct.
yeah. I mean, we've done like the really racist bullshit.
I mean, most of the stories that we can actually do, we've now done of Hartnell.
Unless we break our no reconstruction rule.
Most of the Hartnell stories we've now done.
Yeah, well...
Didn't we already break our no reconstruction rule when we did, like, the macro?
That was only...
Underwater
No.
Menace.
That animated shows are okay.
Yeah. Underwater Menace we broke.
Yeah, but that was because it was episode 100. We said we would.
Yeah.
And the only time we're going to do it,
actually,
Mike...
we should see what...
Mike.
We should see what number we're at.
This is a call out, Mike.
Hey, Mike! Mike! Frontios!
Hey, I can see Mike from here. Hey, Mike, get off the damn roof.
Hey, Mike! Janice Calavici!
Fresno, my voice is sharp. Where can you find us lovely people?
You can find us on Twitter at ReviewsDoctor and individually at Freezing Inferno, at Rainiac, at Concave Usurper, and at the Kachiri. Also on Twitch at Concave Usurper, at the Kuchiri, at Rainiac, and at Freezing Inferno. Please buy Back to the 11th Hour Volumes 1 and 2 by Krista McTeer and The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon on Amazon.com. Also, do check out my blog at fresnosravingranch.blogspot.com, where I am posting 16 more screens for Halloween, a mini Halloween movie marathon, where so far I've done the Ghostbusters Afterlife, the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
You poor thing.
The movie Arachnophobia, which...
Ugh.
And yeah, don't watch that. And tonight, I am watching Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue, which is going to be a really
poor thing.
My God, I'm so sorry for your loss.
I've seen it before. It's fucked up. I'm going to delve into it. And we've got some other stuff planned for the blog because eventually, hopefully this week, I'm going to be posting the final parts of A Quantum Microcosm Adrift in the Sea of History and look at Quantum Leap Season 5. We're not ready for the bullshit that season had.
No,
But,
you're not.
Until then, Rainiac, is your voice recovered enough to say goodnight to these lovely people?
It has. Good night,
Rainiac.
Good night, Rainiac. Good night, you lovely people. I hope you enjoyed us, or rather, I hope you enjoyed me mostly, talking about The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit. I promise you I'll let the other two talk a lot more next week.
I promise I won't have slime at that point.
That would be helpful. So
We'll have Chair.
Chair!
Special guest co-host, Chair. Join us next week.
Say goodnight, Chair.
If I had like a smacking sound, I would have lost it.
Tried to tap it against the desk.
Don't do that, you'll damage the chair.
Okay.
Don't damage Chair. What's Chair done to you? Anyway, join us next time for the final Colin Baker televised story, Vengeance on Varos. Some say it's a classic. I have to say that every time, I'm sorry. Until then,
I've locked all the doors.
Until then, I'm going to go take a lozenge, and bye for now. Unofficially, she doesn't, obviously. In reality, she survives. Telephone.
Hang on.
We heard that one.
At least your phone's actually ringing. Mine won't ring for some stupid reason. And it's not because I've turned off the ringer.
Have you tried turning it off and then on again?
I'm trying to repair it back with the base unit.
I've been playing with slime this entire time, so
I thought I heard something in the background.
Yeah, that's me with my slime.
Does it like strengthen your... Is it like a thing for strengthening your hand, or is it just like a toy, or...
I'm back.
I made slime.
Okay.
I got my invitation for Canadian thanks and giving tomorrow.
This is why we had to do this tonight.
Hey.